Hello everyone, and welcome to this week, which is the week of the 16th through the 23rd. And I've already uploaded the written portion of the Mandala reading, which you guys can find on the Saged app. The link is in my bio. In most places, in most cases, you can find it. Otherwise, you can check the blog on my website and you can find the written version of the Mandala reading there, which goes into each separate chakra and what's going on. So that update might be a little bit different than this update. It goes through each chakra, gives a little bit of information about how we can work with those chakras specifically, a little bit more specified breakdown for this week for the written portion. But as far as this goes, I'm just doing a little channeling to let you guys know any other guidance that might be available through the mandala that I didn't mention in the written portion of the reading. So with that being said, let's just get started. So the energies that I'm seeing the most predominantly this week is a lot of grounded energies, which is something I mentioned in the written portion. But I feel like it's either showing us to be grounded, to give us that hint, that reminder, or it's just showing us that there's just plain and simple a lot of really grounding energies here available for us, or it might be a very earthly related week. So again, earthly related things. So maybe take a time or take the time to look at your finances, look at, different bills you have to pay, maybe get a few steps ahead on creating your budget for next month. And it is Monday, so make sure that you are doing your manifestation work as far as setting any goals as to how much money you would like to create for this week, or even any sort of physical goal like that. Having a goal, especially with something physical like that, is a really good way to kind of keep track of what you're doing, where things are going in, where things are coming out, but also allows you to not feel so unfulfilled at the end of the week or, by a certain time period, because a lot of times money comes in and out and we might have to spend some of it and we don't necessarily recognize how much we've created until we add it all up. So take the time to add it all up. Having a goal, especially with something physical like that, is a really good way to kind of keep track of what you're doing, where things are going in, where things are coming out, but also allows you to not feel so unfulfilled at the end of the week or, by a certain time period, because a lot of times money comes in and out and we might have to spend some of it and we don't necessarily recognize how much we've created until we add it all up. So take the time to add it all up. Otherwise, just use this as a reminder to remain grounded and to pay attention to the earthly things this week. Let's not focus so much on the third eye, and let's just focus on staying grounded and making sure that we are navigating through the earthly ways of life and ways of being with the most ease and with the best intentions as possible. So kind of redirecting the focus and being a little bit more earth-minded this week. So another super important thing this week is going to be self-love, and I feel like I've mentioned this a few different times in videos past, but this week especially is coming across very strongly. So, set your boundaries, say no to things you don't want to do, say yes to things that would help you grow, take a really nice cleansing bath with some Epsom salt, sea salt, some oils, and maybe some green clay. And really work with your solar plexus and throat chakras this week in conjunction with your self-love work. So by that I mean speaking your truth, making sure that what you say is clear, that your intentions are clear, and that you're being honest about your intentions. Always, always, always. But also allowing yourself to be confident. So in the self-love work that you do, add some confidence work, add some throat chakra communication work. And if that means stepping out of your comfort zone, definitely do so, which will help boost not only your solar plexus, because after the deed is done, you'll feel so much more confident, but also, a lot of us might have some trouble communicating. So stepping out of the comfort zone communication-wise can allow us to become a better communicator. So, if you want to make some videos, go make some videos. If you want to start speaking, start speaking. Start now. Don't be afraid. So connecting the earthly with the self-love, again, we could work on the finances, make sure we're clear on that, work on the budget. It could be Even studying, that's a form of self-love. So studying an aspect of something that you don't necessarily love, but you know it would benefit you so much and help save you a lot of trouble and time in the long run by learning it, maybe do that. Or it could be as simple as taking the bath, getting your nails done. But think outside of the box. Self-love isn't all frou-frou. So again, really do the studying that you might need to do in order to put you a few steps ahead this week. Which will really help in your healing as well, which is the next point that they are driving home for this week. I feel like there's a lot of ancestral healing that's available for us if you choose to embark on the journey. It definitely will be a strongly beneficial one and help pull you out of any sticky situations. If you found yourself caught up in anything lately that is just kind of feels overwhelming, it might be a time to connect with the ancestors and ask for their guidance. A lot of times they've gone through situations and are able to kind of fill us in on things that might help us, follow through with whatever it is that we are working through. But also they might have new ideas and just be able to help you tap into things a little bit differently, a little bit deeper. But also they are really encouraging the self-love work this week as well. A lot of the things that you might do for yourself, if you do choose to do the self-love work and take the time, you might feel some correspondences between your ancestors, some correlations, some hidden memories of your own or of theirs, especially in meditation. So do some meditation, but do some deep healing work as well. I feel like a lot of this will be brought up afterwards. So, but the whole receiving aspect of it all stems from the asking of the question, the initiating of the action. So take some extra time to make sure you do your daily meditation, even if it's 5 minutes. We spend 5 minutes. Go check your screen time on your phone and see how many hours you spend on your phone a day. You may think I'm joking, but I'm not. Go check your screen time. Go check it. Right after this video, go check it and see how many hours a week, how many hours a day you spend on your phone, so you can really gauge and get an idea of how many hours you are neglecting the work that needs to be done, that can be done. That hour that seemed to slip away and you couldn't do the yoga because X, Y, and Z. And it's like, well, maybe if you didn't spend that hour on your phone. And also, again, be honest with yourself. Are you making way too many excuses for yourself to not do things? Are you making excuses to not take care of yourself? Are you making excuses? And maybe be accountable of how many times you use the same excuse. I'm tired, I'm too lazy, my head hurts, my back hurts, my feet hurt. How often do you use them? And after you ask yourself how often you use those excuses, ask yourself how often are they actually true? The excuses you use with yourself and the excuses that you use with other people. And know that, that self-dishonesty often translates into honesty with other people. If you can't even keep your word to yourself, if you can't even, make your dinner after you promised yourself that you'd feed yourself, how are you going to promise someone else that you're going to do anything? This week, we're really working on accountability, integrity, and our honesty with ourselves, with each other, period. Point blank, period. And the biggest thing that they're trying to drive home is if you're not doing it for yourself consistently, you can't expect the same from anyone else. Because nobody's going to give you more consistency, etc., than you can give yourself. It's time to stop expecting others to take better care and more care of us than we take care of ourselves. I'm just being honest, and I know some of you really need to hear that. Stop expecting someone to cook you dinner. Stop expecting someone to give you some extra money. Stop expecting someone to do this or that. Be able to come through for yourself. How can you expect anyone to come through for you if you don't do it for you? We are not here to parent each other. If someone is not your kid, you are not their parent. It is not your job to fix them. It is nobody's job to fix you. It's nobody's job to bail you out all the time. We have to take care of ourselves. If they are not your kid, even if they are your kid and they're past the point of being or having to depend on you, you better set your boundaries. Set them this week. Get serious. And with that being said, a short summary. Hope you all have an amazing week. Make sure you're not giving from an empty cup. Make sure your cup is full. Give from the overflow. Work on your earthly issues. Get on track with your finances. I feel like finances is going to be important this week. And make sure that you are doing all that you can for the self-love, even if that means taking a day off. Take it.